Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so excited to bring you a new segment here on In Style Atlanta. This is what I would like to call On the Verge in Style Atlanta. And what is On the Verge in Style Atlanta, you might ask? Well, this is where we find some of the nation's, actually the world's newest artists that are literally on the verge of taking it to that next level. So we'll get a chance to, see what they're working on, who are some of their influencers, and just really kind of dig in to these artists before they hit the big mainstream. And who knows, we may just open up the door to not only artists, but other entrepreneurs who have, are on that verge. We want to catch them. Actors, actresses, we want to catch them right here on the Verge in Style Atlanta. So our first guest, her name is Katelyn KP Paige. She is a pop country star, and her style is very, very unique. It's more of like trap country. So can't wait to sit down and dig into her and see what's going on. Hi.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, how are you, beautiful?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I am great. It's Monday morning, so
Right.
I am, Monday, it's been Monday. Let's just say it's just Monday, manic Monday.
I feel that.
So, yay, I'm so excited. Carmen, hop off. There we go. That was my producer. I am super duper duper excited. Yes, love the song, the video.
Thank
my
you.
gosh.
Thank
so
you.
I definitely, and I just want to tell you, so I've started a new segment on In Style Atlanta. So, and it's called On the Verge. So you are my very, very first artist.
Oh.
So, typically we do have artists, but I wanted to highlight artists who were on the rise, who are just up and coming, and you guys are on the verge. So I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited as well.
I like country music. I do. Listen, I was actually just singing part of Alan Jackson to my friend who I cannot sing, but so I was just giving him the lyrics. Funny. I just love the fact that it just tells stories.
Right.
So I'm so ready to dig in because I want to find out, I want your whole backstory, Katelyn, because it's so interesting because you've created your own lane and I love it. Right. So I want to kind of get the backstory. Just kind of give us, like who are some of the people who influenced you? How did you even fall into music? So
can you, before I start, is the connection okay? Because sometimes it kind of lags. Okay, perfect. So,
oh, you know what? One thing, actually, before we start, is your phone horizontal?
No, I can turn it horizontal.
There we go.
Okay,
perfect.
Sweet. Okay, let's wait. My thing. I'm like holding it on the stand. Okay,
and because we're recording, so even if you go away, like even if your connection is terrible, and we can always just bring it back and just kind of roll back, because I mean we'll edit all this to make it look seamless, so don't even worry.
Perfect. All right, well, that being said, I'm gonna adjust this just a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so I started off doing music when I was little. My grandma literally said, I just got back from my grandma's, but she says, you came out singing to anybody that asks. But when I was little, I mean like 19 months old, I have videos of me singing Amazing Grace, like as a child. And I could sing the whole first verse. So music has always been something that I've loved. And I would sing in all the talent shows. I used to like rap, I would write commercial raps for Subway, and like I never would enter anything in, but I would just, I remember riding my four-wheeler, listening to like the little CD tapes, like with my headphones, and just like jamming out to like whatever my dad had in there. And I've just always loved music, and music has kind of been my escape. I know that's so cliche to say, but growing up, I had, you know, what seemed to be like the perfect life. Like I had a childhood, my family grew up together, like it was great. But then as I got older, you know, things kind of get rough and things happen, and music is kind of, I started taking it serious whenever things kind of started getting kind of rocky. So then I started recording, and I was living in my best friend's basement, and I started recording this one song that I wrote, and that I recorded it because I was like, oh, we want to listen to this in the car. And then I was working, and I work as a dental assistant, and one of the guys that came to our office ended up being, you know, in music management. And then one thing led to another, and now it's like maybe 2 years later, and now here we are. So it's like, yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like,
oh my gosh. See,
yeah.
you just never know. You just never
know. That's why my mama says you got to be nice to everybody you meet, because you never know who you're going to meet. Because, like, let me tell you, that day at work, I was tired. I was ready to go home. It was already past my time. I was supposed to be clocked out. But he came in. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay. I'm going to work with him. And then next thing you know, it was like, he was sitting up out of his chair making phone calls. And then that next Thursday, I was in this big studio. I was like, what? It was crazy. So,
Oh my gosh. So, because you're from Douglasville.
yes. So I'm from Douglasville, but and Douglasville is very like, I literally live by a farm. We have bonfires. I ride four-wheelers. Like, it's all that. But I'm also like, I'm in the city a lot. Like, I work in Midtown. So I'm always in the city. My friends live in the city. I'm a city girl, but I'm country. So it's like, that's kind of how my music kind of migrated into this, like, you know, I guess trap country. Because when I first started writing music, I was super big on like R&B and like hip hop. And like, I was writing raps like J. Cole does, like when he flows. And I was like, but then when we wrote like Daisy Dukes, it was just like, okay, wait, like this is something, but it kind of painted a picture of me and kind of like where I come from. So
that's
yeah,
what I want to talk about next. So your song Daisy Dukes, which has its very own lane, trap country. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because when I first heard the song, I was like, oh my goodness. No, it's catchy. I love it.
Yeah.
And I love your little energy.
Thank you.
You're so adorable. So trap country. Now, first off, I want to know, like, what did your parents think? Like, did you say, hey guys, take a listen to my song?
Yes. So my parents, especially my dad, are like huge music junkies. I think that's kind of why I'm so involved with music. I mean, we literally have a stereo system on every part of our house, like even in the bathroom, like it's everywhere. So I was like, all right, y'all come on, like listen to this. And we were all sitting in the living room, and I just blasted it like this, like our house was bumping, and they were like looking at me, and they were like, what? Like, it was crazy. At first, my dad's like, he's super into like R&B and like soul music and stuff like that. So it was like, at first he was kind of like, what the heck is this? Like, where did this come from? And I'm like, wait a minute, just listen. So yeah, but they support me 100%. Like, I have to tell my mom, like, yo, calm down. Because my mom will meet someone. She's like, hi, she's going to be famous. Like, oh my gosh, she does music. And I'm like, mom, stop. Like, no, this is not like.
Yes, you need to just soak all that in. Now, I think, did your grandmother make an appearance in the video?
My grandmother did not. She was at the video shoot, but she didn't make an appearance. Now, my mom, your mom.
Yeah,
my mom is, and she's got her flannel on. She does a little dance, so it's just like a little clip. But yeah, she's in it. And everyone that's in the video, they're all my friends, like that I grew up with, like my hometown friends. And so it was really like personal, because we shot the video like at my parents' house. So yeah, everything was shot here. Now the barn is actually my neighbor's, but I mean, I've lived here my whole life, so we're all like super close. So it was such a fun video shoot.
The backup dancers were your friends too?
So the backup dancers, I actually met them through like the choreography that we were doing. So they became my friends by the end of the whole thing. But yeah.
That's very, very cute. So I did like that, you know, the whole Daisy Dukes thing and the car. Was the car yours?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh no, the car was
oh.
not mine.
So was that your first?
No.
Was that outside of TikTok videos? Was that your first time doing a video ever?
It was my first professional video. Now, when I was like 7, I had this little like Barbie recorder that I could like hook up to my TV, and I would like, I mean, it was like I would dress up and like act like I was performing, and I would watch myself on TV. It didn't even like record. I would just be like almost mirroring myself like all the time. My dad used to laugh at me for it.
So now, who are some of the people that you've worked with in the studio?
So in the studio, I've worked with, okay, so Christian is one of the guys that I wrote with. But, you know, as far as like collabing, I have some friends, hometown friends that I've collabed with. This guy named Lanes and Mucho Info. But I've really just been working like with my team. So like my producer, which is Jean-Marie, and then, you know, Big Scott, I'm not sure exactly his name, but, or what he goes by, but so I haven't, you know, worked with any artist so far, but I am really looking forward to it because I'm a people person. So like, I love working with people in general.
Who is somebody that you would love to work with, like on another project that you have coming up?
Oh my gosh. So I think Kane Brown would be really cool to work with on one of my projects, because I feel like he has that like Southern like music style. And then Sam Hunt also like really cool. But I don't know, like there's so many artists. Like I think that was one of the hardest parts for me, was kind of figure out my genre, because as a person, like I would love to make music with J. Cole. Like I love J. Cole, but it's just like, is J. Cole about to hop on a country record? Like, I don't know, but you never know. So.
You never, hey, look, these days, Katelyn, you never know.
Yeah.
You just really never know.
Yeah, but I also really like Noah Cyrus. Like I like her style too, so I think it'd be cool to collab with her as well.
So, and you've listed so many different types of artists, you know, J. Cole to Noah, and you know, they're all different sounds. Yeah. So now how would you classify your sound?
I guess if I had to like classify it, I would definitely say pop, because I feel like that's kind of like the main sound you would hear in most of my songs, is a pop genre. But you never know, it could switch up. I could, you know, put something slow and smooth out. So it's like, it's hard. It's like, I think the biggest thing for me is I don't really want to be put in a box. Like I want to be able to make as much music as I can, because music to me is just things that people can relate to. So it's like, I want to be able to kind of jump around in my genres. You know, I love all types of music. It'd be hard for me just to be like, okay, well, I am country, or I am country or pop, you know, because it's like, wow, there's so many options, you know, and music is awesome. So, yeah.
So I want to know a little bit more about you. What would you say is like something maybe that people, maybe even your family and your friends, really don't know about you, that they would be so surprised? And you're like, hey, but this is me though.
Well, I really enjoy, like, I mean, my family would kind of know this about me. I'm an open book. Like, let's just say that. Like, if you meet me, like, I'm very open. I love to do like host like parties and like plan like I just planned a party for my friend got married. So I threw a bachelorette party for her. I threw a surprise party for my sister. Like I got to help my mom set up for this wedding. So it was like, I really enjoy, like, you know, getting things together and putting on shows and doing kind of stuff like that. I don't know, but yeah, I'm just an open book. I don't really know. I have to think about that.
So maybe that's like your backup. Maybe if you're like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of this music thing, which I don't think, I think you need to get ready for your ride, because like once it catches, you're going to another level, definitely.
Right. I do know one, actually. I really enjoy like designing my own clothes. And I don't think that's something that a lot of people know about me, but I have a lot of outfits that I wear that I'll post on the gram, or, you know, before Corona, I would make all my outfits to go to music festivals. Like I would like make them. So that's something that I really enjoy. That is pretty cool, I guess. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe a Katelyn KP Paige line
Oh,
coming.
yes, for sure. For sure. Yes.
So now what are you working, are you in the studio now working on your next project?
Yes, I am working on my next project and I'm super excited. I have a few songs in the book, but I have a lot of ideas. Let's just say that. But I don't want to give too much away. But the
No.
next songs I'm gonna put out. So I'm writing a song called "Skinny Dipping" and then one called "Blankets and Bonfires," and they kind of get the same vibe as Daisy Dukes, but from a different perspective. So Daisy Dukes is more of like a club song. Blankets and Bonfires kind of slows it down a little bit, and then Skinny Dipping kind of picks it back up to the like, you know, country girl anthem kind of thing. So
How fun. So now working in the studio, is it what you thought it was going to be?
you know, I don't even know if what I expected, but I will say that whenever I'm in the studio, I really like in the zone. Like I get in there and I'm like on the mic, and sometimes it starts off with me kind of just like either freestyling or just throwing out something that I'm like, oh, that would be crazy, and then it kind of forms into like, oh wait, this is the idea. So when I'm in the studio, it's like I'm like phone's like on airplane mode. I'm like typing on my notes, like, so yeah, it's pretty cool.
So is that the way you prep before you go into a studio? You know, because everybody has their own, you know, method of channeling, you know, or getting into the groove, into, you know, you guys about to go in and go hard in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you just, you know, focus and tune everything out? Is there something that you do beforehand? Maybe something you drink, tea or anything, or?
So I drink a honey tea, a honey mint tea, and I usually put a little bit of Tennessee honey whiskey in it. It gets me a little loose and it makes my throat feel nice. Sometimes I put a cough drop in there, like if I've been recording for a few days, because it actually like kind of cools my throat. But I think my biggest way to get kind of in the zone is in the car. Usually I'll go to YouTube and I just type in like instrumental beat or whatever, and I'll just kind of zone in and kind of feel what kind of mood I'm in, because whatever mood I'm in, that's what you're going to hear from the studio. Like if I just got cheated on and my heart's broken, like you're going to hear all about it. But if I'm ready to, you know, get lit and it's the weekend, like it's going to be all on the paper. So everything is very authentic. Like I just try to really get in the zone of like, you know, what I want my fans to hear and how I want to be presented to people, and then take that with me to the studio. So, and if I'm down, like if it's just been a bad day, then usually like I'm a big believer in God. So I usually pray, or I'll like read a verse in my Bible just to kind of get my mind right, and then go into the studio and it sets me in the right place.
Always got to have that. It's the
Always.
foundation.
Always.
From on top of that.
Yeah.
So what advice would you have for, you know, say that young girl who's, has so much passion for music, but doesn't know how to even get started, what to even do? Do you have any advice? Because, you know, you've got a lot of young folks who will be looking up to you and, you know, man, she made it. So, you know, maybe I can do it.
You know, I think the biggest thing, and again, this is so cliche, but just stay true to yourself, because there's so many people that are out there trying to impress everybody else or fit in this like, you know, world. Like I would hate to be, so I'm 22 now, but if I was like 15 right now, I would be like, oh my gosh, because these 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds are like, you know, it's hard being out there, especially with TikTok and social media being so huge. So I think the biggest thing is just, you know, stay true to yourself, because more people are going to be able to relate to who you really are than who you're trying to be or who you're trying to put out to be. And, you know, if you're scared to put your music out, you know, just write it all down in a journal, because the more you write or the more you play and the more you sing, like the better you will get. I think Ed Sheeran said one time, it's like when like the water, like it keeps overflowing, like with the songwriting process, like it's gonna eventually all the dirty water is gonna get out and you're just gonna have clean water flowing. So I think that's probably the advice I would have.
So with that being said, you have a ton of songs in your vault that
Oh, yeah. I've got like, I think I have at least 3 of the like spiral notebooks, like full, like every single page is full. And even if it's like a few words on one page, it's like I will start an idea. And I'm not like, if I write a song and then I have an idea for a different song, I'll like flip the page and start over. Like I don't like just like, so it's like there's songs in my notes, there's like voice memos, because sometimes I'll just be riding down the road and somebody will text me something and it triggers me the wrong way or whatever, and I'm like in my voice memo is like, yeah, so he just said da, 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 whatever, and then I'll go back and I'll be like, oh yeah, and I'll click on my voice memos and I'll listen to whatever I wrote or whatever I said and then take that with me and kind of put it into a new song. So yeah.
any female artist out there that, and it could be just, anyone from Cardi B to, like you said, Noah, anyone that you just really, really admire and just feel like, man, they really made it. And this is someone that I could just really, if I could just follow in those footsteps.
So I have 3. My first one would be Alicia Keys, because I absolutely love Alicia Keys. I've grown up singing Alicia Keys, probably every talent show I have. And then she's just so strong and powerful and classy, and, everyone respects her, and her music is just so real. So I love that about her. And then I would say Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift, especially reading so much now about kind of how the music and how they kind of like screwed her over and this and that, and how she's grown from that, that takes a lot and she was such a young artist starting out. So that's I try to, listen to her advice. And then another one would be Beyonce, just because it's Beyonce and she is just like queen bee and she rocks anything and everything she does. So those are probably my big 3.
Oh gosh. Well, no doubt, you just keep working hard and you're only 22. So you've got such a long road ahead of you. And I just really can't wait, because I know it's going to come. It was, persistence and patience and prayer, and you got it. So now I want you to tell all our viewers, where they can find you, especially the video. I think once they see that, they'll just totally fall in love with you because you're adorable.
So my social media is the same on all platforms: TikTok, social or Twitter, Instagram, and that's going to be Katelyn Paige _KP. And my YouTube channel is under Katelyn Paige. So you can type in Katelyn Paige, Daisy Dukes, and subscribe to my channel, like it, leave a comment, even if you're like, girl, those shorts and that shirt does not go. Like, just let me know, okay? Like, it's not a problem. And yeah, we can, the thing is, I'm a big, like, friend person. I know, like, my managers are like, KP, you're not going to be friends with everybody. But I'm like, I'm not trying to be for everybody. But at the same time, like, I'm really friendly. Like, I'm very social. So I like to interact with like my fans and people that listen to my music and like it, I like to hear that, because it kind of keeps me going, because obviously like I write music for me, but I like other people to be able to relate and feel as well. And I think that's important to say, because Daisy Dukes is such a fun song, but I have a lot of songs coming out that are a lot deeper and that are, more personal too as well.
It definitely is a fun song. So, and it is cute. I wish you nothing but success. And thank you so much for being my first artist on The Verge, which I know you're definitely on The Verge and it is coming. So on The Verge in Style Atlanta. Thank you so much. So go on and get out of here, get in the studio, and we're going to follow back up with you to see, we'll just say, we'll give it some time. And I definitely want to circle back because I just have this back every time when I interview someone, they just, go to that next level. Little plug, I was Janelle Monáe's like first interview. So
whoa.
Yeah. And now look.
That is awesome.
That was many, many, many years ago. So
that is awesome.
So it's no doubt. So we'll just remember this moment.
We will remember it. What's today? Today is September 14th.
2020. I told you so.
Yeah,
oh thank you again, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. You are a doll baby, and I'm looking forward to hearing all your music. Like I said, I am a fan of country music, so I cannot wait.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, sweetie.